Your electrical project is done or almost, and it's time to do the electrical inspection. This is the time that even a small mistake can cause a delay on your project and cost you a lot of money. Hi, I'm Alban, electrical engineer. I'm working in electrical compliance, and today I'm going to break down step by step how to pass your electrical inspection the first time. I will explain to you things that I check, the issues I see constantly, and how to avoid the red flag. Step 1. Know what's being expected. Inspection depends to the stage and to the type of work. Are you doing a final or a partial inspection? Do you want your control panel to be inspected at the end of your project? Are you doing the inspection of your control panel at the beginning of your project, or are you doing the inspection of your control panel at the maybe at the design stage of your project? All have a different type of checkpoints. It depends to the stage of your work. So let's say you are doing an inspection of your control panel at the beginning of your project. It could mean that you want to make a preliminary review of your project. You want to know exactly what type of component you are using, if those components are the rate or the specification of your component correspond to the type that you should use. You should always clarify that at the beginning of your project. The inspector needs to know in order to make a correct assessment. At this step, it is easy. Always ask the inspector, try to clarify it with the inspector so that it will be clear for him. He will tell you exactly how to prepare your inspection, and he will be even able to explain which type of how you can avoid some mistake. Step 2, pull up the right permit. Cannot imagine how many people try to skip these steps. You should have the right permit before starting an electrical project, even if it is your own project. If it's a simple project that you are simple project that you are doing at home, you should have a permit before starting the project. Try to ask the permit, because no permit equal practically no inspection, and no permit equal no permit also can be equal to a total fail of your inspection. So make sure that you have the right permit. Do not try to skip that. Find the right permit. And in most jurisdictions, you need a permit. In Ontario, for example, even if it's for the panel upgrade, you need to apply for the permit. Step 3, use code compliant material. This is another one. I have seen many of projects when the project have to be inspected, responsible of the project, you will be surprised that the first thing that you will say, you have failed. Why? And the first question will be why? Because you didn't use a compliant material. Always use compliant material. Like in Ontario, for example, for Canada, in Ontario in particularly, you should use always certified approved equipment, recognized components or certified components. Step 4, don't cover your work. Give the possibility to the inspector to do his job. It means give the possibility to the inspector to see what you have done. Don't cover walls, don't put the insulation, or don't put the drywall. Don't hide your work. Give access to your work so that the inspector can check what you have done. Because if there is no possibility to check what you have done, there is nothing to inspect. Let's say you have a control panel, or you have a panel that you have done and the panel is closed. What do you want the inspector to check? The inspector cannot access the control panel, or if he cannot see how you pass conduit or the wireways, how do you want the inspector to do his job correctly? He needs to have access to the job. So give the possibility before covering everything. Give the possibility, give access to the inspector so that he can do his job. I have seen many times, sometimes you arrive on site and everything is covered, and all the inspector cannot see something, or you are obliged again to open all the circuit, or all the raceway, or the wireways that you have covered already. so that he can see, he can get access to cables or get access to conduit or get access to all the to the device or to the component that he wants to inspect. So each time you have to give access to what the inspector have to check. Now step 5, grounding and bounding. It's one of the most reason that I fail inspection. Is one of the most common reason I fail a job, that I fail an inspection. Always always realize a correct ground for your equipment. Your equipment, your control panel, or your electrical motor, or if applicable, they have to be grounded or has to be grounded. Always do a proper ground with correct rod or the correct cable, the correct wire gauge or wire size, the correct gauge. Always do that. It has to be done. It has to be done correctly, and because it is important. It's a protection for people, for those who will use the equipment, and even also it's also a protection for the equipment. Step 6, label everything. It's very important to label everything that you have, your panel, in your electrical panels. Most importantly, when it is a house control panel, for example, you have to label all the circuit, all the overcurrent protection that you have in the electrical panels. For example, if you have a circuit breaker for the light, if it's the light for the kitchen, or the light for the corridor, or the light for the rooms, don't just put light. Put light, kitchen light, or put maybe living room light, or put maybe corridors light, for outdoor lights or something. Don't just put light. Help the homeowners, help the person that the service personnel that will come to do a troubleshooting, help everybody that will open the control panel and that we want to maybe shut down the circuit breaker, or or open the fuse. Make sure that it is clear, and it should be permanently labeled. Step 7 for an inspection: be there, come to the inspection. You hire an inspector, you want your project to be inspected, and when the inspector shows up, there is nobody that can answer a basic question. There is nobody that can maybe explain what have been done, where he has to inspect, or what he has to inspect. He cannot, sometimes he doesn't even know where it is situated. He doesn't know the location. At the beginning, maybe at the beginning of the project, most of the time at the beginning of the project, the inspector is not there, because if it is a project that he has, maybe he has done a preliminary consortium review, or a preliminary review, or maybe he has been involved at the beginning of the project. Yes, it is obvious that when he comes to do the final inspection, he maybe he doesn't need somebody to explain or to show him where he has to go, or maybe somebody that can explain the functioning of the system, or the functioning of the equipment, or maybe open a panel, or maybe disconnect or connect or cut off some circuit that he wants to that is maybe close to the area that he's working. So be there. You have to be there, or if you cannot be there, at least send a person, a knowledgeable person, a person that can explain to the inspector what, if he has some questions about the project, about your installations, or about your equipment. You have to have on place somebody that can help him answer basic question, or that can help him maybe to dismount something, or shut off a circuit, or to maybe put some kind of security before starting his job. Step 8, keep the area of the inspection clean. Give the possibility to the inspector, as I was saying again, to do his job. If the object or the panel that he has to inspect is is maybe in a height, he needs maybe some type of elevator. He needs to access maybe the control panel. He needs to see it, so he needs maybe some equipment to that will take him at the level of the control panel. If the control panel is surrounded with maybe some other equipment that he cannot move easily, and normally the inspector doesn't have the right to even move stuff in a project site. Yes, you need to clear the space to give him the possibility to access what he need to inspect in order for him to do his job correctly. So move everything, clean the space, give him access to what he wants, and try to make sure that he he's able to access the, his workplace or the equipment that he wants to inspect safely and do his job easily. As a bonus, I will say, talk to your inspector early. Talk to your inspector early in some city or counties, or in even in some jurisdiction in Ontario, for example, it's possible. And even in many certification body or many organizations, you have the possibility to speak to your inspector early to clear some point, to define, to ask questions, to make sure that you will prepare your inspection, you will do a job correctly, so that the inspection will be easy and you will be able to pass your inspection the first time. So speak to your inspector, call him, send him an email, ask questions, ask for a pre-evaluation or a preliminary review of your project, or a consortium review of your project. Take time to discuss with me, asking all the questions that you think it might help to get your project done or to get your inspection done and pass the first time. So inspection doesn't have to be stressful. It's not a box ring. The inspector is not there to fail your job, to fail your inspection, to fail your project. The inspection is just there to make sure that you have followed the requirements of the code, or the requirements of the standard. So make sure that take time to speak with the inspector, take time to find all the requirements that you need to in order to do your job correctly. And when the inspection comes, when the inspection is there, everything will be fine, everything will be done correctly. You will save time, you will save money, and you will be happy at the end, and everybody will be happy. So if you find this helpful, please like the button, follow this step, and you will save time, money, and frustrations.